What's up,
and I'm
Rato? It's your
here
boy
with
Banragto.
Banragto.
Banragto. I'm back with another
And
video. This is part 2 of what if we was to Blue Dot with my boy.
Ninjameliodaku. You gonna shout yourself out on anything or?
Yeah, go subscribe down. I guess the link might be in the description.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the description. It wasn't in the description of the last one. Shit, but I felt like we almost got struck by lightning. Ain't even felt like I saw a flash. I ain't trying to get isekai yet.
Nah, right now, right when we making this.
Yeah. But that's off topic.
It's about to start raining.
Yeah. It started pouring down. We're gonna have to make this video in the house. We came out here and, outside on the jungle. But, let's see. Where did we leave off? Oh, yeah, right. So, basically, I made a mistake at the end of the last video where I said Naruhaya and Igarashi wasn't going to be a part of Team Z. They are going to be a part of Team Z since, and Kira's going to take the place of Isagi. And for Bachira, it's just going to be a random guy who can dribble okay. He's an okay dribbler. And we're going to do a bit of a recap, right? So basically where we kind of left off in the video was after the match against me and Kisei, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We played, and then we went to our my house, right? Not mine and Ego's house, but like the training house at our house. And we did the practice version of the tag game since, we weren't going to do it since we're not going to have a team. Right? Well, it's going to be just us four, right? And so, me, Isagi, Bachira, and Kisei would all be... Damn, all these damn mosquitoes. But, yeah. So, damn, now I can't remember what we was at.
After we got done playing tag.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, after we got done playing tag, I was finna tell them to come on. I got rooms for them, but they fell asleep on the floor. They was just laying there on the floor. So I was like, okay, this week is gonna be fun. And by the time we start the blue lock, my bad, I dropped my phone. By the time we start blue lock, we're gonna dominate, basically, right? And so for that week, we'd be practicing, we'd be training, perfecting our skills and stuff, our crafts. And Isagi would get a new skill, along with Bachira. And you ready to get a new skill? Or you think you evolved enough last match?
I evolved greatly.
All right.
I got a new skill. I ain't gonna reveal it yet.
Oh, you're not gonna reveal it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Well,
I'm a demon.
But for Isagi, his new skill, it's not Metavision. No. Damn. This may not be scripted, but I had this part mentally wrote down. What was it? All right, I'll say it when he uses it in a match. While Bachira, he's at the state, like he's at the state of where he is, where the anime left off. That's how good Bachira is right now. And for Isagi, as I said, I cannot remember what I was gonna give him. Oh, right. I'm gonna give him his ability to he can still shoot with his left, but he's not double-footed. So he can shoot with his left leg, but his main foot is his right foot, and his ability that he got, I do not remember. So it's just gonna have to come to me while we're in a match. But you want to begin, or you want me to start off?
You start off.
Okay, so as I said, we've been practicing and we've gotten new skills. Me, I've just been copying more, copying different people.
Copy and pasting.
Yeah, me and Rayo is basically the same. Me and Rayo from the Rayo, whatever you want to call him, from the manga. We're basically the same. He's known as the chameleon. That man's ability is Control C and Control V. That man is copy and paste for me. But except for I'm not copying, right? I'm copying everything down to the last inch of their movements. While he copies their move basically the same way, but like in a different sense of copy. Like me, I added to my own playstyle, while as him, he uses it the way they used it, should I say, right? Okay, so we're gonna time skip to where we're going into the Blue Lock Foundation. And Ego is just gonna tell me to take Bachira, Isagi, and Kisei to our room because we already know what about the speech. Or do y'all wanna sit there through the speech? I'd ask them.
And I say, I want to see. I want to watch.
And I'd be like, sure. It's gonna be. Is you eating a leaf? Oh my god! I told you this one's a weird one.
Well, why you grabbing the knee calling me weird?
Bro, you're eating on a leaf that just fell out of a tree.
It's Mother Nature. It's good for you.
No, it's not. Just because it has nutrients for animals and bugs and stuff. We're getting off track. Dang. Fuck you. But so Ego would basically start off with, all right, everyone be quiet. This is a foundation for not your entertainment. This foundation is made to produce the world's best striker. And they're going to lead Japan to a World Cup. And we're going to finally win one. And people are going to pay attention. And they're going to be like, who's the shady character? Who is this? And I'd be like, well, I'm going to be in the room. The room's over there. And I'd start walking out. And then Ego would say, Izuku, show them a little something. I'd say, what do you mean? And he'd say, come up to the stage and do something that you doubt any of them can do. And I'd say, okay. And I'd smirk. And I'd say, send a ball. He'd shoot one, and I'd catch it. I'd go up to the stage. I'd say, Kisei, watch this one closely. I've just learned this one. And he'd look. He'd go, okay, I'm watching. And now you're eating the stick.
Y'all getting off topic.
All right, so I'd throw the ball up in the air, and it hit the ground once. And then they'd see me lift my foot up, and I'd put my foot back down. But to Kisei, he'd see me since, he's fast, and, his reaction time is quick. He'd see me kick hella fast, and then bring my leg back down slowly. And the ball would look like it didn't move until all of a sudden it just vanished once I put my foot all the way on the ground. And it hit the wall past them, and everyone would feel a gust of wind fly past their face. And they'd be like, what was that? I'd say, new and improved, vanishing shot. And Kisei would smirk. He'd say, hey, that one was a little slower than the other one. I'd say, yeah, because this one focuses on precision. The other one only focuses on strength and speed. And I'd look at my father. I'd say, was that good enough? And he'd say, that is something only an egoist could do. And I'd say, nah. Are you sure? He'd say, you shot cleanly past all of their heads down the middle without hitting a single one of them. And you weren't scared to take that shot, even though you just learned it. And everyone would be shocked, and they'd start yelling at me. They'd be like, why would you do that? You could have hit somebody. And I'd look at them, and I'd say, but I didn't, though. Did I? And he'd say, and only an egoist would talk to this many people like that. And he'd start smirking. He'd say, so what are you going to do about it? Will you play his team and win in my foundation known as Blue Lock? Or will you leave and be as mediocre as you are and never win a World Cup? You'll probably be at home while him and his friends go to the World Tournament and win it. And I'd look at them. I'd say, so what? Are you scared to take me on? Because I'm fired up now. No Natsu. And I'd smirk at them while walking off the stage. I'd say his speech starts in a couple of minutes after they calm down. Unless he does that thing he does. And he'd be like, And Kisei would say, "What do you mean?" I'd say, "Oh, it looks like he's finna do it now." And he'd start laughing, and everyone would pay attention, and he'd say, "Everyone in this world could be an egoist, but only the most egotistical are the ones that'll make it to the World Cup of soccer." And they'd be like, "What is this nut job talking about?" And he'd say, "I'll quote some things that some of the best strikers in the world have said," which I am not going to say because I cannot tell you bar for bar what he said that they said.
Word for word.
Yeah. You good?
No, my throat starting to dry up. I should have kept on chewing that gum.
Take some of the milk. Ugh.
You can keep that where it's at.
All right, so after he'd say that, they'd be shocked that the people had actually said that. And he'd say, "So what now? The best strikers in the world, they're all egoists." And he'd hold up his glasses and he'd say, "Now would you play for my team and hopefully become one of the 11 few that will play against the U20 team and hopefully become a part of the World Cup?" And I'd say, "Don't give them that much hope, because me and the team I'll make, we're most definitely going to the World Cup." And I'd start walking out. And I'd say, "You three, come on, let's go."
And I asked him, I think it's some serious wrong with your father.
I'd say, "What do you mean?"
That laugh.
I'd say, "Well, when it comes down to soccer, he doesn't do favoritism, should I say. He doesn't care who you are. He'll tell you straight up, either you play to win or lock off."
It's like the tree gone.
And everyone in the room with me, so Kisei, Isagi, and Bachira, I'd say, "Yo, I want y'all to do something." They'd say, "What?" I'd say, "Here, Kisei, catch the ball." I'd kick the ball to him.
And I would catch it.
And I'd say, "Now put the ball to the ground." And then learn to do a dribble move. It doesn't matter which one, just try to do a dribble move. And he'd do a roulette. But he'd do it so fast that he'd slip after doing the roulette. And I'd say, "See, you're putting down too much speed into your spin. Try it, but with a bit more controlled speed." And he'd do it, but it'd still be a bit too fast, but he'd be getting used to the speed of him turning. I'd say, "Now you keep practicing that." I'd say, "Yo, Isagi, try a different type of pass." And he'd be like, "What do you mean?" "Well, you see, you also want to play a striker. So since we're all gonna be strikers on this team, but you're all gonna play as different positions. But every play, since it's only 4 of us and we're going to 5 points, that means the game should always end with me getting a second point. After I score the first point, it'll rotate and it'd be Kisei's turn to play. And we'll just stand in the background. If he can't get up field by himself, like, I can obviously get upfield by myself, but if he can't get upfield by himself, then we'll be around there so we can help him pass around the ball. Or he could ask for one of my perfect passes, and he could just shoot off of that." And I'd say, "Bachira, he's most definitely getting around the team with his dribbling, but his speed, that's what he likes. So we're gonna be working on that." I'd say, "Follow me to the training facility." I'd say, because for a couple of weeks now, we won't be doing any games yet. My father will make them train for a bit, and then once their bodies get accustomed to doing all this, we'll play a game against the team known as Team Z. And I'd say, "But you guys, I want you guys to keep this in mind. Kisei, if you can't learn to dribble a bit, then I'll force it into your brain until you can dribble as perfect as I can. And trust me, it'll hurt like hell. And I'd say, Isagi, I want you to increase your body. Work on your body so your speed and your strength gets up. I want you to be able to kick a ball from the center of the field into the goal. It doesn't matter if it's a direct shot or whatever else type of shot you have. I want a shot from the center. And Bachira, you need to increase your speed and strength also. And I'd look at Bachira, I'd say, but you and Isagi will be the duo for this team. While as for me and Kisei, we'll be the attack duo, right? So you two will be on the defensive when me and him are on the attack. But when you two are on the attack, we'll be there only to support. We won't be as much on defense. And Bachira would be like, no, Isagi would be like, what do you mean by that? And I'd say, well, you see, if you guys are in a pickle and you just need to pass to get rid of the ball for right now, so you can, like, as for example, Isagi, you go into their blind side and then get open for a shot, I'll pass you the ball. Or if Kisei has the ball, he'll probably use Bull's Rush and then just pass the ball behind him towards Bachira to dribble upfield. It's something like that, I'd say. And Bachira and Isagi would smirk, and I'd see their egotistical eyes looking at each other. And they'd say, give us a week. I'd say, Isagi, your body needs to get worked on, so I'll give you 3. No, you good. And I'd say for Kisei, since you're just learning how to dribble, you'll probably need 2. And Bachira would smirk. He'd say, all I have to do is increase my speed. I'd say, yeah. He'd say, give me 3 weeks along with Isagi. I'm going to also improve my body. I'd say, well, I only need a week, as I said before. You want to know why? Because I just need to look at one play that I need to copy. I didn't have the right amount of strength and speed to do it before, but I think I could do it now. And they'd be like, what do you mean? Well, there's this weird type of shot that I seen. The ball moves around in a weird way and it spins in every direction. So, like, you'll kick the ball towards the ground, like, intentionally. And the ball will start spinning in all directions. Like, so once it's going forward, it'd be spinning, then it'll start turning upside down, and it'd still be, And once it reaches the goalkeeper's hands, like, it's meant to, like, get blocked, but the ball will push on the goalkeeper's hand so much that it'll roll off their hand into the goal. And you may be saying, what if the goalkeeper just grabs it with both hands? Well, it pushes the goalkeeper into the goal. And once they drop the ball, not knowing that they're inside the goal, so they get ready to kick it. It's a point. And I'd say, but there's a second way to use this shot, and it's as a pass. I want to learn how to use this move with Kisei. But as I said, only after he learns how to dribble a bit. So Kisei, ask Bachira to help you out. Isagi, I can give you some tips on your body along with Bachira. And so we'd all agree on different dates to train. So like for Kisei, he'd train with Bachira on a certain day, and then on the next day, I'd train Bachira and Isagi to increase their body and their strength, right? Their agility, strength, and speed, right? And then on the final day of our practice, I said, Kisei, you ready for this pass?
And I say I was born ready.
I'd say go upfield and then do a 360. And he'd be like, what do you mean? Well, you see, I'll kick the ball and land in front of you. You have to trap the ball and spin around to get rid of the spin. And then kick the ball as hard as you can to keep the momentum from your spin. And he'd look at me, he'd say, are you sure that's possible? I'd say, 100%. and he dash up field. And as soon as he dash, I do the kick and I pass it. I use it as a pass instead of like a goal attack, right? Like aiming for the goal. And he noticed it, and once it land at his foot, he'd trap it and he'd spin around. But to my surprise, he'd add a jump to it, and he'd kick the ball clean past the goalie's face. And I'd say, okay, an evolved version of the shot that we just created. I'd say this team was going to be built off chemical reactions, it seems. And I'd say, yo, Isagi, try a kick with me. And he'd be like, what do you mean? I'd say, your direct shot and my unorthodox kicking pattern. I want to see what that do. And he'd say, what, you mean the move you just did with Kisei? I'd say, no, I'll use a standardized kick. But with your direct shot, it's going to add a bit more power, and it's going to add the aim we need to score that shot. So I want to try it. And he'd look at me, and he'd go, okay. Bachiro would pass the ball, and we'd both shoot at it. But he'd use his left foot, and I'd use my right. And we'd slam our feet into the ball, sending the ball at the goalie, but he wouldn't be able to react in time, as the ball would then curve into the other side of the goal. And Ego, who was watching throughout the camera system, would be shocked. He'd say, I haven't seen that move. So they have been improving. These diamonds in the rough are really making progress. And he'd smirk, and I'd say, and I'd look at the camera that I'd notice is on now, and I'd hold a thumbs up, and I'd say, you guys, it's time for our first match tomorrow. Get some rest. You're gonna need it. And I'd say, but don't get your hopes up. We probably won't find anyone good to put on our team from Team Z. And this would be after Chigiri started back running, right?
I was about to say, cause ain't no way we ain't gonna get Chigiri, cause
Yeah, because he refused to run. Yeah. So I'd put Kisei on Chigiri. I'd put myself against Kunigami. I'd put Bachira against the dribbler, and I'd say, Isagi, you take Raichi. And they'd say, where's the rest of your team? I'd say, oh, trust me, you won't score on us. Not at all. And I'd say, wait a second. I know him. I'd point at Chigiri. And Kisei would point at Kunigami. And I'd look, I'd say, oh, so you know Orange. I'd say, you know the orange-haired guy? He'd say, oh, you know the girl? I'd say, the girl? That's a boy.
I was like, are you sure?
I'd say, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hey, yo, Chigiri, you a dude, ain't it?
Yeah.
And Chigiri would look at me, he'd dash in front of me, and he'd pop me. I'd say, damn, damn. I'd say, yep, that's a nigga. Yep, that's a nigga. And
then I say, Izuku, you see the white hair kid? That's Kira.
I'd say, Kira? Isn't that your teammate?
Yup.
What, we're picking him for this game?
I was like, if he is the best player.
I'd say, I doubt it, with Chigiri being on the team. And you'd say, yeah, I kind of doubt it too, because orange-haired guy over there, he's strong. I'd say, is he now? Okay, I'll pair you up with Chigiri. Don't lose in a speed battle.
It was like, think the speed demon gonna lose to a princess?
I'd say, you never know. His acceleration is hella quick now. Once he starts running, he doesn't seem all that fast, but his acceleration, I'm pretty sure by now, I don't know for a fact, but if you're not running at your full speed, if you're just running, I'm pretty sure he can keep up with you. And he'd say, all right, fine then. I won't run at my full speed unless I have to. I'd say, all right, now, don't let him score no point on you. Actually, we'll give them ball first. I'd say, yo, Ego, we're ready to start it. and I'd smirk. I'd walk, and I'd hold out my hand towards Kunigami. I'd say, "My name's Izuku," and he'd shake my hand. I'd say, "Oh, he's got a tight grip."
And I say, my name is
And he'd say,
Kisei.
"His name is Kunigami." I'd say, "Well,
And he'll be
you're
like,
matched up
my
against
name
me."
is Chiggy.
And I'd say, "Yo, Bachira, watch that guy. His dribbling style is weird, should I say? Like, it's not flashy or any way like good, but like you take your eyes off of his off the ball for a second, and he would have either by now passed the ball or tried to run away from you. This is why I made you increase your speed, because he's an average player, but he has a good amount of strength and speed. So he's around how strong and fast you and Isagi are now. So you shouldn't have to worry about much. And they'd look at each other and they'd say, "Yo, Izuku, let us take the first 2 points, shall we?" I'd say, "All right, take the ball from him then." And Bacha would say, "On it." Isagi would say, "Okay," and I'll be open. And they dash at him once the whistle is blown. Well, once Ego on the screen would say, "Go." And the whistle is heard through the speakers. They'd, they'd start running, and Kunigami would give the ball to the dribbler, who would get the ball stolen by Bachira. But then all of a sudden, he'd have the ball back again and say, "I told you, Bachira." But then all of a sudden, Isagi would pass the ball to Bachira. I'd say, what type of training have they been doing? I haven't seen them play like this. What's going on, Kisei?
And I said, I don't even know either.
I'd say, well, it seems they're reaching a bit higher into the domain they can be seen. I'd say, so how's Isagi's spatial awareness going? He can see the whole field, I know that much, but how much of the field is still blind to his eyes? And Kisei would wonder what I mean by that. I'd say, you'll understand in the future. The supposed number one here has amazing vision. We need him for our team. And trust me, once it gets time for us to play him, we're gonna win. And you better not even think of chickening out when it comes down to playing against him.
Me checking out is impossible.
I'd say, all right, no. But, hey, just know, Jesus wept, and I disappeared. And he said, what the hell does that mean? I'd say, don't worry about it. And he'd turn around, I'd say,
How the hell you get back here?
I'd say, oh, well, I slapped Chigiri. And he looked and see Chigiri holding his face. And Ego would say, yellow card, Izuku. I'd say, what the fuck?
It was like, you thought you was going to get answer treatment? Thought you wasn't going to get caught, didn't it?
I say, man, I ain't run at full speed, but like, I had to get my leak back. I'd say, yeah, chill. You ain't gotta put me out. I mean, we gonna win either way. But Chigiri gonna look at me, and he's gonna smirk, and I'd say, oh, that red-haired bastard. And Kisei would look at me, and he'd be like, what do you mean? And Chigiri would look at Kunigami, and he'd say, that guy is kind of strong. You're gonna have to use force trying to get around him. And then I'd say, wait, Isagi and Bachira already scored? And Kisei would look at the scoreboard and he'd say, it seems like it. And they'd be walking back and they'd high five and they'd say, y'all saw that play? I'd be like,
No.
And they'd look at us and they'd be like, then pay attention next time. I'd say, hey, the rotation's been changed, it seems. So that means Bachira's the next one to score a point. Then it's Kisei, and I'll score the final two. And then all of a sudden, we'd hear the whistle, but we wouldn't be paying attention. Like, we'd hear the whistle, but then Chigiri would dash past us. I'd say, it's your turn, Mr. Speed Demon.
And then I'll chase. I said, where you think you going?
And
Princess.
Chigiri would push the ball forward and then start running even faster. I'd say, hey, you're kind of losing there. You're not catching up.
I said, this is easy. And then I'll chase after the ball like, He actually is fast.
And say, you're going to have to use your full speed now. He's almost at the goal.
And I said, not yet. I played against faster.
What you mean, me?
Yup.
And he'd go to take the ball. But then all of a sudden, he'd notice that the ball was passed. And he'd be like, when did you pass the ball? And Chigiri say, the ball is next to our striker. And I'd look, I'd say, oh, Kunigami has it.
It's your turn.
I'd say, don't worry, he's not scoring on me. And he'd kick the ball with his right foot. But I'd block it, but it'd go back to him. And I'd move trying to grab the ball. I'd say, you're not scoring on me. And he'd say, don't have to. And the dribbler guy would dash past us with Bachira on him. And they'd be in a dribbling battle. Like, they'd be taking the ball from each other and dribbling around each other. And it'd be crazy. And I'd have the urge to pull out my phone and start recording. But I wouldn't.
I'm like, hey, Butcher, pass it and go downfield.
And Bachira would say, no, it's my turn. And he'd enter his egotistical state. And he'd throw the ball over his head using his feet.
And I said, no need to worry.
And
Butcher,
he'd dash upfield. And he'd pass it to Isagi. And he'd say, Isagi, we're doing that play. I'd say, well, I guess this time we have to pay attention. And I'd sit down. And Kisei, I don't care. I'd say, Kisei, you're going to take a seat or you're just going to stand there?
And I'll say, I'll stand and watch.
And I'd look at Bachira and I'd say, he's going to use that kick I taught him. And you're going to be like, what kick? And I'd say, why did I say you're going to be like? And Kisei would have said, what kick? And I'd say, well, there's this type of kick that dribblers love to use when they're toying with their opponents. And he just so happened to see me use it one time when we were playing against each other. And the way he's running towards the goal and the pass angle that Isagi the angle at which Isagi just passed him the ball, yeah, he's finna toy with their team before scoring. And we'd see Bachira get the ball and start dribbling around this one guy. But the dribbler dude would come and he'd hit a roulette around him. And the dribbling guy, because we don't have a name for him, so for this match, the dribbling guy he'd be shocked. He'd be like, but he's never used a roulette. And I'd say, wait, has him and Bachira ever played? And I'd be confused. And Bachira would say, not this time. And not ever again. And he'd throw the ball over his head. He'd grab it on the back of his foot. And he'd hit a front flip, kicking the ball into the goal. And say, see, I told you he was going to use that move. And the score would be 2-0. And I'd say, so, Princess and Hero, what are you two gonna do now?
And I said, I guess I will show y'all, since everyone's showing out now, I will show y'all my new move I've been working on.
I'd say, well, I'm looking forward to it, and then we'd hear the whistle. And then Raichi would take the ball from Kunigami, who was just standing there, and he'd start running upfield. But he isn't that fast. I'd say, yo, Isagi, kick that from there. Don't let him pass the center and score from there. And Isagi say, on it. And I'd say, wait, hold up. Why did I tell him to score? It's his turn. And Kisei would steal the ball from Raichi. And I say, well, I should have known he would have taken the ball. Isagi would have said, so I'm not scoring this time? I say, nah, it's good. He has it. But then Chigiri would kick the ball into his leg, making him fall. He'd say, you may be a bit faster than me, but you don't have balance. And he'd dash upfield and say, damn, you gonna let the one that you call Princess do you like that?
And I'm saying,
Right,
it's time for full speed. No, when you blitz and use Bulls Rush down there and gets the ball, I'm like, new move. And I'll use it's called River Rotation. That's what I'm gonna call it. Don't say it like that. I'm gonna use reverse rotation. It's when the ball's is in the air and it was when the ball is in the air and I kiss it up.
Kiss it. You kissing the ball up in the air? This man flirting with the ball now?
Man, no. Y'all, I did not say kiss.
Yeah, he said kiss.
I said kick. I kiss it
Nah.
up and then I jump to do a suspense with it and then I kiss it down some more.
Bro, stop saying kiss.
I kick it down some more. And then he would come by and he'd be behind me. I said, how you feel being slower than me? And then I would go down and then I'll take the ball from out of
They
there.
just look at that ball. Bunch of
I'll take the ball
take
from
that part
down
out. I mean, hey, I don't care. It's just
And then-
notifications.
When the ball on the ground, I say, time to finish this. And I'll kick it from like 25 yards and scores.
No, not 25 yards.
God damn, boy, I'm gonna tell you, mosquito been biting your ass up all on your back.
Yeah.
Right here, right here,
Bump,
right here, right here.
Them
Right here.
mosquitoes was tearing my ass up.
Dang,
They got a heart in you.
them mosquitoes from your house?
Yeah. The ones at my house, they would have been flooding my ass. But this shit was from last night. I ain't wear no damn shirt. That's why I was dribbling through them damn mosquitoes. I had a roulette dodging a mosquito, and I passed the ball to a wall on accident.
And then Will scored, making the score 3-0.
I'd say, yo, big man, shoot the ball. Why won't you just shoot, bro? You're strong and all. I won't block you this time. Shoot it. And he dashed up field, passing it to Chigiri, who dashed up field. I'd say, I want to see something. Yo, Kisei, guard the both of them. Use your
After
use
images.
your shadow. I said shadow. Your after images to guard both of them. I want to see them evolve a bit. Don't block them essentially, but like I wouldn't be saying this out loud. I'd be saying it in his ear. I'd say now hurry, cause Chigiri's getting close to the goal, and he dashed, disappearing and reappearing in front of both of them somehow, and it looked like it's 2 to 3 of him on each of them, and they'd be shocked. Chigiri stopped saying, "What is this speed?" And he started doubting himself. I'd say, "Yo, princess, what's the matter? Can't shoot from there? Or can you not get a goal at all? I thought your ideals of being a soccer player was you're the fastest out. So why not prove that here? Get around him." And Chigiri would take a couple steps back before kicking the ball up a bit. And he dashed, and somehow he dodged Kisei, which would shock Kisei also. And when he was shocked, Kunigami would get open. But Chigiri was in his egotistical state, right? And he kicked the ball, only for it to get blocked by Isagi. But then all of a sudden, almost said Baro, Kunigami would boot the ball in with his right foot, throwing the ball into the goal. And that'd be their first point. And Chigiri would be getting a bit more mad. He'd be like, damn, I did not score that point. I'd say, yo, princess, it's looking like you're not gonna win this match. Isn't this y'all third match? This means this finna be y'all third's loss. Hey, yo, orange-haired guy, come join our team. The princess doesn't deserve to be on a winning team. And Kunigami would be mad, but he'd see me blink and he'd see me wink at him. Pause, not in a gay way, As I said before, I have nothing against gay people, but I'm not fruity. But he'd see me wink at him, and he'd be like, is he trying to help us, or? But then all of a sudden, the whistle is blown, and I'd kick the ball up. Like, I wouldn't kick it too high up in the air. Like, I'd bounce it up, and I'd start balancing it on my foot. And I'd throw it in the air a bit. But then all of a sudden, Chigiri would appear, chest bumping it, and running upfield. I'd say, oh no, you're not taking my goal. And I'd disappear, appearing in front of him. But unexpectedly, like, it was off reflexes or something. Like, it was off his reflex or something. He'd hit a roulette around me. but I kicked the ball with the back of my foot. But Kunigami would headbutt it back to Chigiri, and then Chigiri would shoot, scoring their second goal. I'd say, okay, this team is fun. I'd say, yo, Shark Teeth, you're not showing anything impressive. And Isagi would look at him. He'd say, yo, Izuku, why won't you just score? Why are you trying to help them to? I'd look at Isagi. I'd say, well, you see, that guy right there with the red hair is going to end up being faster than Kisei someday. And that guy right there, he's stronger than me physically. I mean, I still beat his ass though, yeah. But he's stronger than me. And we need that type of strength. And I'd say, okay, let's do this. And I'd look. I'd say, hey, you three, just stand there. Actually, you could take a seat if you want to. These next two goals are on me. And I'd kick the ball from as soon as the whistle is blown, I'd kick the ball, scoring from the center of the field. And they'd be shocked. They'd be like, what is he? I'd say, you know what? Actually, I don't want this next point. Isagi, you'll be the leader of the team in points this round. Come shoot it from the halfway mark. Kisei would say, I bet you 100 he don't make it. I'd say, oh, I bet you 1,000 he makes it.
And I say 2,000.
I'd say, bet. And I'd hold out my hand. And he'd shake it. I'd say, yo, Isagi, you got this.
I'd say, Isagi, you better miss this one.
And Isagi's eyes would turn egotistical. And he'd say, I am a striker. And he'd kick the ball. Boom. And Chigiri would dash towards their goal, trying to make it in time to block it. And their goalie, the Blue Lock man goalie, he'd be there. No, it'd be Team Z's goalie here. He'd be there, and he'd say, he'd jump towards the right where the ball was, but then all of a sudden the ball would curve to the left past his face while he's jumping, and he'd use his foot to kick it upwards, but it'd still go in the goal. I'd say, now where's my 2,000?
And I'd say, damn you, Isagi.
And Isagi would fall to the ground, I'd say, but that put a lot of strain on his leg. I'd say, yo, you two, come on. You're on our team now.
And I'd get him the 2,000.
And I'd look at them too. I'd look at the rest of their team, and they'd be shocked. I'd say, you better get to... I know this isn't like where we can pick teammates after, winning.
But it's four of us. Come on now.
Yeah, we're making our own team. So about time when it's time for the U20 thing, it's going to be our teams versus Ren's team. And we'll take people from Ren's team who will be, like replacements and stuff. And so, I guess in the next one, because this is almost an hour, I guess in our next one we're gonna have to go into detail about Team W, which is Barrow's team, right?
That is Barrow's team.
So there's Team V, which is Team Y is Nico's team. Team V is Nagi's team. Yeah.
Nagi's.
And Team W is Barrow's team.
I could have picked against Barrow twice. Because you saw you had a devourable.
Yes, Team V is Rayo and why can't I think of
Team X is
Team X
is Nico's.
No, they was Team V. Team W was Barrow's team. They didn't play against Team X. I'm pretty sure whatchamacallit was on Team X, but yeah, they did play. You remember with the two dudes? That's the reason why Kuon had traded teams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they never played against Team W again after losing to him. So I guess we're gonna have to go to Team X and V.
But Boros first, then it's Nico.
V. X and Y, man. Yeah, we're doing teams X and Y. So since we're going to play against Team Y, which is and it two ugly niggas with the twins.
Yeah, the twins.
Yeah,
Two ugly.
yeah, the ugly niggas, cause Nico's team is Team X.
With them ugly eyebrows. They wanted to be Rock Lee so bad.
All right, so yeah, for their team, they're nothing special, and we don't need anybody from their team. So yeah, we just destroy them. I wouldn't even play that game. I'd just sit on the sidelines. I'd cheer on my teammates. I'd say, if I play against them, I'ma kick one of them bastards. Y'all got this.
I'm like, he's just like his father.
And I'm be like, hey, what you said about me?
You heard me.
And I'd look at Chigiri. I'd say, you come sit on the sidelines if you don't want to play against them. I'm pretty sure it's pretty messed up that how you carried the team and then they started talking shit because you injured your leg. And Chigiri would say, nah.
This is my revenge.
And I'd say, okay. But just know, if you don't score at least 2 points this game, then it won't be considered revenge because it's 2 of them. I'd say, yo, you guys, 2 of those points better go to Chigiri. And the 2 dudes, they look at Chigiri, they say, what, are you still afraid to run? And I'd say, yo, Chigiri, you get the first point and the last point. I'd say, actually, no, I'll step on the field. I'll just send you guys passes from here. The whistle will be blown and we'll start with ball. They dash at me and I'd still be standing in the center. I'd say, you might want to watch out for Princess back there. They'd say, who is Princess? And I'd pass the ball. And Chigiri would dash past them. They'd say, I'm no princess, but this is my goal. And he'd shoot it, getting the first point in the game. I'd say, oh, so he likes backspin passes. That's good to know. He'd say, yeah, backspin passes and high passes. Not too high, but like high enough that I can jump and kick it. I'd say, jump and kick, huh? That sounds familiar. And I'd say, meh, it's probably nothing. And I'd look and I'd say, yo, Isagi, you get next point. Kunigami, you get the next. And then Chigiri, you get the final point. Kisei, you take one. Which one you want, second or you want the 4th shot?
And I'll say, what about Butcher? I'll let him score.
I said, Bachara, take second point then. And Bachara would dribble. Bachara would do that team dirty. He'd cross up both brothers at the same time. Alright, so basically they both do a slide tackle. This man would flick the ball over his head and do a handstand and start walking on his hands upfield while balancing the ball on his feet. Don't ask why and don't ask how. Bachara is just him in this video.
He is him.
And so Bachara he'd eventually come down because, they'd be trying to take the ball from him and try to make him fall. So he'd do a breakdancing move and spin. Then he'd start running upfield and Isagi would be open. But he'd say, nah, Isagi, I got a dribble skill that not even Izuku knows. I say, count. And he'd say, what you mean by that? I'd say, count.
And I say, Izuku, watch this one.
I said, what you mean? I'd look, and Bachara would hit a roulette, but he stopped midway and do a backflip over a dude. I'd say, whoa, hold on, oh, no, this way.
And I say, Butcher, I will close Izuku eyes so he won't warn it.
I said, no, I'm watching this. I'm taking this skill. And he'd finish, after he'd do the backflip over the guy's head, he'd dash forward. And he'd kick the ball, but it'd go in a circle around him. I'd say, wait, hold up, but that's my move. Because I had did it to Kisei during the first time we met. I kicked the ball, and it bounced off his back.
In the first part. So
yeah, in the first part.
Go watch it.
And after that, I missed. After that, no, I didn't miss in the game because I'm not shooting. It's just them. I just missed what I was aiming at. But yeah. After that, he'd go to his left side and do it again and run past him on his right side. I'd say, bro, just used my skill twice. Bro, is flexing on me at this point. You wait till next game, Batra. You wait. I'm gonna really cook you. I'm gonna cook you and the other team. I'm gonna put you on their team. And Batra gonna say, "Hey, don't do me like that." And he turn around and he start dribbling backwards. I say, "I know this nigga ain't."
He just boot got 3 of his moves.
I say, "I know this nigga ain't just took my move." I say, "All right, you know what? Give me that ball." And I start dashing on field, but Kisei would grab me. He say, "You ain't playing, remember?" I said, "No, hell no. Give me that damn ball." And Batra would eventually stop laughing, and he'd look at a dude, and dude would just stop in front of him. It'd be one of the twins, and the other twin would go to the other side of him. And I'd say, well, all fun and games and jokes aside, should I say, hey, yo, Batra, show him that demonic dance of yours. And he'd say, monster dance? And I'd say, sure. And he'd use it. And to everybody's surprise, before he used it, you know how Batra's monster look? Yeah, half it up in the manga, half his face. Yeah, he has like a black trail of smoke coming. That shit was hard. I need to get a picture of it. I'm gonna get a picture of it. And yeah, next video I'm gonna just show it to y'all in the beginning. I'm be like, this is what I was talking
I
about.
think one of them birds that be at chest thing.
But hey, you can't tell them where you be residing, my boy. People gonna go around just thing and start being like, hey, y'all know who Banragto is?
That's gonna be good. Get my rep up.
Hell no. Cause it might be somebody you done upset. Nigga trying to squirrel with you. Like, nah, this nigga said something I don't like. Oh nah, Batra too goated in this video. Now you gotta fight me. Curry. Fuck you. Damn. Alright, so then Batra would kick the ball past them, and he'd jump over, like he'd use their shoulders as vaults. He'd jump up, and Isagi would kick the ball into the air, and Batra would spin backwards. I'd say, nah, I know this man ain't finna do what I think he finna do. And he'd use my bicycle kick and score, but he'd barely score. Like he'd kick it, and the goalie would barely touch the ball, finna push it out, but the ball would curve a bit and roll in. I'd say, that bitch just stole my kick and almost messed with it. Oh no, I'm finna fight him. And I'd start walking on field to Batra. I'd say, don't you ever use my moves again. And he'd say, but we was having fun, wasn't we? I'd say, damn. He ain't lying, that shit was hilarious.
And I say, Kisei, you sure that's your moves, or are you sure you didn't steal those?
I'd say, what do you mean, steal those? I created some of those moves. He'd be like, what moves did you create? The one where you kick it off their back and damn. And he'd say, and I'd say, let me see, there was the other one that the dribbling skill and the vault. I created those. And he'd be like, okay, you created 3 of the 2 out of the 6 moves he used. I'd be like, that still used my moves. I used those. He'd be like, all right, so who did you copy the other ones off of? Well, it's this red hair dude that I need to add to my team. Yeah, he kind of zesty though. Like bro, kind of he really zesty. Like bro, really. This man said, now take this ball to the womb, or take my sperm to the. He said something like that in a game, and he bicycle kicked the ball in. I was like, I ain't saying all that, but that kick was fire. And so yeah, I copied it. And he'd be like, all right, so where you got them other skills from? Well, the handstand one, Batra created that himself. And the other moves, I copied them from your dad. And Kisei would be like, you copied them from who? My dad don't dribble. Well, actually, back in high school, your dad was goated at dribbling. But he just all of a sudden stopped dribbling. And he'd be like, man, show me proof. I'd say, go when we get done with this match, I'll show you. Right?
And I said, alright.
And all of a sudden, we noticed that the whistle had already been blown and that Isagi and Bachira, along with Kunigami and Chigiri, was guarding the whole team by themselves while we was over there standing there talking. They'd be like, when did this start back? I'd be like, well, go ahead, get out there, go ahead. I'm gonna go step back off field. And Iko would be like, Izuku, how are you going to become the best striker and not score a single point in one of the games? I say, because I'm just goated like that. I'll score every point next game. I bet. He'd say, well, it doesn't seem like it. There's people who's watching this match, and they seem to think that you're just some copycat and some cocky bastard who likes to take people's moves. I say, now, do they? I'd say, hey, give me that ball. And I'd dash downfield, and I'd snatch the ball from Bachira, who had stolen the ball. I say, nah, okay, give me that ball. I need it. I got fans watching.
I'm gonna say, ain't it Kunigami turn?
I say, nah, screw that. Kunigami would say, bro, if you don't pass me the ball, I'd say, actually, I gotta be a team player. Nah, fuck being a team player. Nah, dash up field. They'd all be like, stop him. I'd be like, get your bitch ass out the way. And I'd kick him. On accident, tried to kick the ball. Like, he'd jump in the way, and I'd kick the ball. But my foot would also hit him. And him and the ball would fly into the goal. And they'd call red card. I say, red card? He jumped in the way of my kick. They'd say, that was aggravated assault throughout a game. I'd say, how? He jumped in the way. They'd say, well, you threatened to beat up Bachira. You threatened to beat up Bachira again. You threatened to attack Bachira. And then you walked up to him and threatened him not to use your moves again. I said, but, man, hold on, now that ain't fair. I taught him how to use his monster dance. They'd say, so, you threatened too many people. Red card. I say, man, this ass, I ain't want to play in this game anyway. I was like, how the hell you get ejected out of the game? I say, fuck you. I had to walk off field, and I had to go into my room. I had to start copying more moves. I hop on my laptop. Ooh, that move clean. But, yeah, I'd look, and I'd say, wait, hold up. Noah has a new shot? And I'd see his dad perform a kick, and I'd say, man, hold up, I got to try this. So I'd go back to the field, forgetting that they was on field. I'd say, why the hell is they on my field? Get off, the game over. And I'd look at the time, I'd say, oh, the game, man, I don't care. I'm going to still shoot this ball. And I'm going to shoot the ball at the other team goal, right as Kunigami would shoot. And my ball would knock his ball out the way, and my ball would go in. And everybody would look at me, but I hide behind the wall. And they say Izuku is not allowed to play in the next game.
I'm like, didn't you Izuku?
I say, hey, hold up. Andy, do nothing this time. Andy, do nothing this time. That wasn't me. I'd be like, I was in my room like 10 seconds ago.
No, 10 seconds ago.
They'd be like, then what you doing back on him? Well, you see, I came to shoot the ball. And when I shot the ball, I forgot they was on field. But then when I saw them on field, Kunigami shot the ball. And his ball hit my ball. But my ball was stronger than his ball. And my ball went in while his ball went flying. He'd bring a screen down in front of my face and he'd say, lock off, Izuku. I'd say, man, hold up, I'm coming to your room. And I start walking towards where Ego is. And once I get there, this man draw a gun on me. I'll be like, yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. He'd be like, you don't think I'll blow this bitch? I'd say, no, I know you gonna blow that bitch. That's why I'm getting out of here. And I'd start walking off. I'd be like, man, that's some bullshit. I'm gonna go play for Team Z. I'm like, and so they next game, since they said I couldn't play in the next game with them, I helped Team Z. And they next game, since I've been helping Team Z, is to play against Team Z. I'm gonna be wearing a mask. I would have a mask on. And it's gonna be game time. And Kisei gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna guard that guy with the mask on. I'm like, damn. I mean, he don't know who I am, so it don't matter. And so I'd be playing. I'd have a hood on. I have my hood on and I have on the mask. And so I dash upfield, kicking the ball in, first point. I say, yeah, we're winning this shit. And he'd hear my voice. He say, Zuku? I say,
Hey, you don't take off that mask, boy.
I said, who the hell is Zuku? I ain't never heard of him.
And I said, is it illegal to wear a mask?
And Ego would say, yeah, take that mask off. I was like, hold up, I gotta go do something. I had to walk out. And as soon as I walk out, they be waiting. Nobody come back. They be like, where they up to playing? And I pretend I was sleeping inside my room. And so my team would win the game. And then next week for our next game, they come up in my room. They see me watching it on the computer. And Kisei be like,
I knew that was you who were playing for Team Z.
I be like, what you mean Team Z? I don't even know who Team Z is.
Bro, you wearing the same jacket.
I'm like, I just like this jacket.
So why was he wearing the same jacket as you?
I don't know. Ask him why he was wearing my jacket.
You ready to stop?
No, not yet. But then, all of a sudden, Ego would come and he'd say, Zuku, burn that jacket and I'll let you into the next game. I said, what? I'm already allowed into the next game. What you mean? He said, don't make me give you another red card. I said, wait, hold on. We ain't even on the field. That ain't foul. And he say, all right, that's a red. I said, yep, I'm burning it. Yep, it's gone. Trash. Yep. I take off the jacket, throw it in the trash can. I say, good, I got 2 more. And I burn it. And then I go to my closet and put on another one. I say, all right, time to play the game. And Ego would be like, he'd tell Henri, you know, the girl that's always, he'd say, go in Izuku's room and burn everything he has up in there. Just burned out the whole room. But I wouldn't hear this because, you know, we on the field now. Ego would say, Izuku, you know you can't wear that. You have to wear your uniform. You don't get no special treatment. I'd say, but that man is literally wearing a glittery jacket. He say, yeah, you can take that off too.
I'm like, no, this is my drill game. You can't do
He
that.
say, well, both of y'all stuff just got burnt, so y'all don't have any more besides those 2. So take them off now.
And y'all gonna burn it?
I'd take off mine. I'd say, well, I'm ready to play. And this time, I'm getting every single point for the next
take
week.
off mine. And I'm like, no, you not.
Watch me.
I at least need 2.
You ain't getting shit for the next 3 weeks.
Nah, I guess I'll guard you then.
Well, I guess you gonna have to guard me and try to take it. And then, since we playing against Nico's team, Nico would be shocked. He'd be like, what's wrong with those 2? I'd say, everybody right here. Y'all stay right there. Y'all ain't getting this ball. And I had put my foot on ball, but Kisei trying to push me out of the way. I said, hey, hold up. He ain't got no yellow card. He just pushed me.
I'm like, we on the same team.
I say, oh, yeah, we is. And I axe kick him. But he block it. And Ego say, stop fighting, you 2. It's time for the game to start. And we'd hear the buzzer. And Nico would try to take my ball.
And I'll speed blitz and grab the ball.
And I'd speed blitz him. And I'd take the ball. And I'd be running upfield. He'd be like, come back here. I say, nah, you going to have to catch me. And I'm going to start dribbling. And he going to do that same move where he go in a circle around me. I'm like, but this ain't going to work on me twice. And I kick the ball into his face. And then I start back running with the ball. And he'd be mad. So he grabbed me and slammed me. I say, hey, cuz, you better not. Man, hell no.
And then I kick the ball in the air and I use river rotation.
And I kick the ball that he kicked in the air. And I kick it straight up into the air. And I'd say, all right, you know what? Since I'm the best at aerial combat, you ain't getting this. Once the ball get close enough to the ground, I'd jump. But he'd also jump. And I'd say, your river rotation ain't hitting this. And I'd bicycle kick the ball in. I'd say, now this how you shoot the ball, Bachara. And it go clean in. I'd say, yeah, I'm the first one to make a point. And you ain't getting no more.
And I said, how about this? Nah, when I bulldoze and I kick the ball straight in. Like, I got my point. Now I'm wet.
I say, bet. We playing like that, huh? And Nico would be shocked. He'd be like, what is these 2 doing? I'd say, by the way, you with the hat covering his face, you ain't fit to be a striker, but you joining my team. Wait, hold up. We forgot somebody on Team Z. I'd say to him, we got to go rematch Team Z again.
I'm like, not those trash games.
He'd be like, what you mean? I'd say, well, we need a goalkeeper. And the dude with the great hair, yeah, he gonna be our goalkeeper. He got long jumps, and he good at using his legs. I heard he once killed a bear with his bare hands.
Oh yeah, we most definitely getting. Ain't his name Ring?
No, his
No,
name
Jan,
is
something like
his
that.
name Gagamaru.
Oh,
Yeah. A mosquito bit me on my damn bill. Feel this.
That's what it felt like when I had like.
Yeah, when you get your right.
That's what it felt like when they got my alien.
Bro, this fucking bitch bit me.
I still got mine right here. Feel weird.
All right.
I don't got it.
But yeah, I just scored the rest of the points of the game, and I tell Nico he's joining my team, and I say, and I'd say, hey yo, damn, I can't remember your name now. What was your name? Kisei, yeah, Kisei. I say, yo, Kisei, use Riz on what you would call him. He said he ain't joining our team.
Like, alright, ain't it?
I say, I knew you was gay. And he say, what you said to me? I say, but yeah, Nico, you joined our team. He be like, no, what you said to me? I be like, don't worry about him. He can't fight. And he kick at me and I weave. I say, hey, cuz, watch your feet. Better watch your jet before I beat your ass. And he be like, do it then. And I say, bet, beat me at my training ground. My dad ain't got no cameras in there. We can scrap. And yeah, we go to the room and we both come out 10 minutes later. He be holding his arm and I have a limp in my left leg. I be like, yeah, I beat your ass.
I'm like, who the one that's limping though?
And who got a broken arm? You can't even use that bit. At least I can use my leg.
I'm like, I don't need my own to play soccer though.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna be off balance. Y'all ain't gonna try to kick the ball. Y'all ain't gonna fall. Y'all ain't gonna try to run that full sprint. Y'all ain't gonna slip. He gonna go see us walking in the hallway. I'm gonna start walking like ain't nothing wrong. He gonna be like, is y'all two okay? I'm be like, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with me. He gonna see him holding his arm. He gonna be like, what's wrong with you? Man, he's like kicking him off. I'm like, that lying son of a bitch.
No more playing, no more games with you for the rest of the blue block.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I know you saw me limping down this hall. He gonna be like, don't make me tell both of y'all can't play for the rest
I'm
of
like,
the
no, we good.
I'm like, hey, yo, chill. He go, listen. You remember how you said we diamonds in the rough, right? We got to get rough with each other if we diamonds in the rough. He gonna be like, keep making boo-boo jokes and you really gonna be out the game. Be like, yeah, you got it. Yeah. And so we'd go back and play Team Z again. Taking Gagamaru this time. And Team Z would be mad. They'd be like, where did the dude with the jacket go? And they see my jacket. They be like, hey, you was on our team. I say, hey, cuz, what you talking about? And he gonna say, didn't I tell you to burn those? I did. I just got some more. He still got his.
I'm like, I burnt mine. My dad bought these.
He gonna be like, all right, you know what? Here. And he put the blue lock symbol on both our jackets. He said, now every time they get washed, those are y'all honorary clothes that y'all wear inside the games. I say, bet, I'm finna be dripped out in the games.
I know, I'm finna blind people with this, Jay.
I'm like, see, he cheated.
I'm like, I don't gotta cheat to whoop ass.
I say, but you honest though.
I'm like, I'm better than you, bastard.
Bet, I'm better than you and your dad put together. Keep playing with me.
I'm better than you and your dad.
Let's say, all right, we're gonna have to take this to the field. We're gonna walk back on field and they gonna see us playing each other. They gonna be like, they ain't tired. And we gonna be playing for a straight 5 hours straight. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna be him 5-1. I'm just playing.
Nah.
It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be 5-4. I'm gonna get the last point because he gonna slip because he was off balance because his arm.
I'm like, you cheated.
I'm like, man, I was limping. You was faster than me, but you kept falling. He gonna go say, man, just come. He gonna go come to the. He gonna say, diamonds in the rough. Come to the nurse's office. We're gonna get you checked out. I'm like, my leg fine. And I'm gonna start walking like normal. I'm gonna say, give me your arm. You like, what you mean? Don't trust me. You don't want to go to that infirmary. He gonna be like, I'm be like, give me your arm for real. You don't want to go to that infirmary. That lady gonna break your shit and then put it back in place. And he gonna be like, what you mean? I'm like, just give me your arm. He gonna give me his arm. I'm saying, I'm like, ah. I'm like, you a bitch. What you doing?
How the hell did they figure out they hold?
But this was just this part was basically just for fun. For real, for real. This was the most fun I had making a vocal with us.
So off topic.
We was way off topic, especially the part where we got
You started bossing.
yeah, and well
And when you cussed out Botcher,
I scored.
you got no A. You missed the first 3 times.
You got ass Julie. Damn, I just caught you by your name. I'm still on camera.
Alright, time to end this video. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe. Go watch our other channels.
Actually, yeah. Wait, hold up. It's sunny. You trying to take this 2 hours?
Yeah, come on.
Bet. No, Tree. Give me this shit.
Still missing. The next person we're going to go get is Boro. And Team Z is officially out of the game.
Yeah, Team Z is gone because they don't have anyone else that. Well, besides Raichi, he's on Team V. He took Nico's place.
I was so mad when they took Rio over on Kumagami.
When they took who?
Rio.
Oh, Rio. Hold up, I'm about to hit a backflip. I'm about to hit a sick backflip. Y'all can't see it, but here you go, here you go. I'm about to break my neck. Just playing. I still got it. I still got it. I always gonna break you back. Where the phone go? Did your shit stop?
No, it's still gone.
I'm gonna put my phone right here for you. It says I'm gonna be over here. Alright, so which part was we? Oh yeah, we playing against Barrow's team, right?
Yo.
The king go show up. I'm like, hey yo, I got that man. Yeah. No, actually. Everybody sit down. Kunigami, go play him 1-on-1.
And you won't like, you really think Kumagami can handle
I'll be
him?
like, he claim Kunigami is supposed to be the hero, right? And he's known as the king. And who usually wins in a fight versus a king and a hero?
A hero.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, Kunigami would get cooked. I was like, oh, hell no.
He knocked me down 3-0.
I'm like, 3-0? What you mean? And I look at the score, I say, who the hell else scored? He'd be like, just him. I'd be like, bet. The mama called.
Here I come, bye. I'm
I
not
paused
bad.
mine. Oh, so we gonna just do this again next time? Or you wanna just continue?